Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Nico, hello, welcome. I love that name. Look at that. Oh, we got babies dancing and everything. Everyone's celebrating Ben. Yay. If you want, you can feel free to write anything in the chat. I'll make sure that Ben gets a copy of anything you write, any congratulations and special news there. I'll make sure he gets those messages. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'll just take a couple more seconds just to welcome everybody in here. Feeling happy today, launching the book. Awesome. Yay. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm so excited that you're here, and I'm so thrilled that you showed up to help us celebrate the wonderful Benjamin Ringquist. I'm so proud of him, and I'm so honored to be his publisher for his book. I'm used to saying forthcoming book, but his book is actually available today, and it is live on Amazon and everywhere in the world. So his book is accessible for everybody now. So we're so excited. So I would love, yes, I just want to say, let's take this moment to unmute and just give him a nice cheers and a celebration. Yay!
Yeah,
Amazing! Yay! Now, that was your unmute. That was wonderful, Carl family. I loved it. I picked it up. I could hear it. We've got some party hats coming in the corners of people's screens. So thank you so much. My name's Andrea Seydel, and I am the founder of Live Life Happy Publishing. And it's such an honor to be with these amazing, wonderful artists who are so amazing at their craft. And Ben is no exception. He's actually one of my youngest clients. And so I couldn't be more proud of working with him. And he wrote his entire book himself and brought it to me. And I'm just so proud of him. And it's going to help so many people and young writers. So his book is an amazing book. It's a collection of tales. I don't know how much you know about it. I'll tell you a little bit about his book, but first I want to turn it over to Ben and just let you speak a little bit, what inspired you to write this book, and tell us a little bit about you in case there's some new people on here that don't know you yet.
All right. Well, I can answer one of those questions regarding my inspiration. So, in all honesty, I was fueled by pure spite and vinegar with this. It began when I just wanted to write. No real reason behind it. I just wanted to write because it sounded fun and nice. And I went online to look at, what was in the zeitgeist at the time, what people were reading, what people were writing. And I was very disappointed. It was not good at all. It was everyone copying each other's homework along with the homework of J.R.R. Tolkien. So in just a lot of no, I decided to gather up all of my notes, pull up Google Documents, and write my book. And after a while, I decided, hey, people are going to be reading this, and well, yeah, it'd be nice to have people read it. I want to repay them, and I can't repay them with money because that's not smart. So instead, I decided I'd repay them with advice. And within my book, I have a few pieces of advice throughout each chapter, like, here's a way that you can write a certain thing, or here's how you can make characters, or things like that, along with justifications and ideals behind what I've written, how I developed characters, stuff like that. There's also a few bits for real life advice, like learn how to cook, or learn how to cook.
So that's awesome. Ben, you got inspired by almost like a pain in your side, almost like a thorn, like thinking that, oh my gosh, like I wish that I feel like I'm reading all these same stories over and over again. And it was almost, your book was birthed, and the idea of your book was birthed in the fact that you have so much creativity about you and so much originality, and your imagination is just incredible. And so out of that kind of spite or that feeling of, you know what, like there's something here. Like I know that there's not a lot of books out there that are writers who are tapping into that creativity and that originality. And so your book is this collection of your tales, a collection of Azriel's adventures. And then after each of the adventures, it's really amazing how you were able to offer the young writers almost a perspective of like, here's what I did here. And you're sharing almost like a wonderful support for new writers and to birth a whole bunch of other books that are really, really original and creative and not following a cookie cutter kind of like stamp of an approach.
Exactly. When I was reading a lot of books in my days of yore, one of the biggest things that I was worried on was, how do you introduce a story? Because I always wanted to write, however, I didn't know how to start my writing. So it was really just more like a bunch of random bits and pieces of stories all sewn together. So I decided that if someone read my book and they want to write a book, I would give them a step-by-step guide. And it includes things like introductions, how to develop plots, how to write villains, I think, stuff like that. And it's really meant to just get rid of all that confusion and worries behind, how do I do this? And it instead just gives you a bit of a step-by-step guide on how to do it, but not how to do it,
Oh, I love that. And it's like, so you're basically telling them how to do it, but not telling them exactly, do this, follow this recipe. And so you really do foster creativity and originality for others as well. Wonderful. Now I want to share screen here for a second, just because you and actually your mom helped you a little bit here with the concept, capturing your vision for the cover of your book. And here it is on Amazon. Yay! Super celebration, available all over the world. And I'm suspecting tomorrow what will happen is you already have one rating and review. And I have to admit, that's probably mine. So, but how you can help Ben is by purchasing his book either through Kindle or through paperback, and also writing a review, because writing a review really does help other people find his book, and it helps them with rankings on Amazon. And so later on, we'll see some rankings here show up because his book is brand new, available today. And so eventually, especially if we all purchase his book today, there's my review. If we purchase his book today too, it actually will help drive his book sales up on for today especially. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how it increases. So tell us a little bit about this beautiful cover and how you got inspired. Can you tell us a little bit about that, what you're most proud of?
All right. Well, regarding what kind of inspired, it was really just random things that came to my mind. I sat in a room with a computer and I waited, and sometimes I got a good idea, sometimes I went to play a game and I thought, oh, that's pretty interesting, and I took that idea and engineered it for my own purposes. However, to be very specific on the particular subject, it's a science fiction fantasy / post-apocalyptic book. It's got a lot of stupid fancy fun, like for instance, swords, armor, knights in shining armor, dragons, things like that you expect from a fantasy story, but it's also got a few side elements like philosophy, the concept of godhood, romance, things like that are meant to kind of complement. It's more like a spice to everything else. Along with that, it's also just generally a fun book that has good advice mixed into it. So, yeah, that's one of the big things about my book that I really wanted to emphasize. It's not about this, that, or the other. It's just the fact that the book is meant to be fun. It's meant to tell a story rather than change the world or anything like that.
And I know you say a lot too, the whole concept is you wanted the book to be not only fun for the readers, but and different and kind of make them think as they're reading it, but also for you, like writing it, you wanted it to be fun and original, and that you're also trying to teach the, maybe the aspiring author or the person that is getting into writing to kind of tap into this idea of, let's make this fun and not stress about writing and just like let what may flow through you. So I love that message that you have. So I think I would love for us to just maybe unmute or hold up if you have your favorite drink, and we can just maybe cheers before I open it up to if anyone wants to ask the wonderful published author any questions. Do we have wine? What time are we in the world? Are we at happy hour yet? Yay. Well, I've got my Starbucks, so my Starbucks is a good cheers, but so let's cheers to Ben. And I just want to celebrate you, Ben, and all your hard work and determination and just your uniqueness and just your originality, and just want to celebrate that and celebrate you and your amazing family that I've come to know as well. Just such a pleasure working with you, and so much fun on this adventure, and congratulations for the birth of your book. Yay!
Yay!
Congratulations.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Congrats.
All right. So at this point, I would love to open it up to if anyone has any questions or any wishes of congratulations, or if anyone wants to just share with Ben. I'd love to just open it up to you. I see Anna. She put her camera on and she's ready to speak. Go ahead, Anna.
Just want to congratulate you, Ben. You did an amazing job. You must be so proud of yourself. I'm in my car, by the way. I wasn't going to miss this.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Anna. That's so sweet that you are here to support Ben and to offer your congratulations. And I'm glad you're not driving, that you're there though.
No. I just parked it.
Yay. Amazing. And Carl, he's holding up his glass of wine there. Carl, go ahead.
Hi, I was finding my wine emoji. Congratulations, Ben. We are so proud of you. It's such an achievement. We've, I guess, we only recently learned that you were on this journey to, publish your book, but I'm sure that, it's been in the works for a long time. So congratulations once again. I'm so happy that you're
Clara's clapping for you.
You're doing I like the message that you did for expressing art for just the sake of producing art. I think that's lacking a lot nowadays. So congratulations, buddy.
We're really proud of you, Ben.
Thank you. Actually means a lot. So thank you guys.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. And can I say you have like the cutest family ever? Holy smokes, you're so cute. Yay. Yes, and Yumiko, I think I'm destroying your name, but it's so pretty. I hope that I'm saying it properly. Yes.
Yes, saying it perfectly. Congratulations, Ben. It's amazing what you have accomplished. I actually have a son who's 15 years old. I can't imagine he would do something like that. But I am curious, when did you start writing stories?
Oh dear. I'd say around when I was 6. However, when the stories became actually coherent and connected, I am around when I was 9. I actually finished this book when I was 13, back in 2020.
Wow.
However, the publishing process took time, and I got old. So yes.
Wow.
Actually, regarding the publishing process, I'd like to thank Miss Anna, because she was one of the editors with this, and it just means a whole lot that she did all of this for free, where she had a very she had a very big role in my book, and honestly, I cannot thank her enough for putting aside her time and efforts to review my book and catch all the problems with it, as well as do it without charge. So thank you, Visana.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
And
It was an honor.
And that just reminds me, we need to be adding her name to your book. So if she did have a part in that process, we want to make sure we honor her in the imprint of the book in the front of the book. So, but yes, Ben, and you're so right. Yumiko, is that whole concept is like, how long have you been doing this for? A lot of people don't realize how long it does take potentially to, and how much love and energy and effort that goes into writing a book. And so just you honoring that and recognize like, how long have you been doing that? And he had it in the pipeline for quite some time. So when he came to me, I was so thrilled that he has a pretty much finished manuscript that was ready to go. And thank you, Anna, for going through that as well and making the whole process so much easier too on my end for publishing. So I just want to just celebrate both of you. Thank you so much. Anyone else?
It's his talent. It's his talent. He's the talented one. Very gifted.
I have a
You'll love
question
his
for Ben.
story.
Yes, John. John, you have a question.
Ben, this is a dad question for you. What would you recommend to people who want to be authors, especially those who are that might not be able to express their voice because it seems like it's such a daunting task? I mean, you wrote how many pages?
387.
So almost 400 pages. Okay, so how did you get to the process of writing 400 pages? That's a lot of pages. How do you do that? What would you recommend to someone who hasn't written something like this before?
You're probably going to expect me to say something big and moving like, oh, you have to do this, that, and the other. But in all reality, all you have to do is figure out something and write. I recommend doing 1 page per day. Too much, anything beyond that will be too much for you to handle probably, because it is very hard writing. But yeah, beyond that, it's really simple. Just open where you use to write, use a pen, pencil, computer, do whatever, and write. It's really that easy. If you have problems getting ideas, go play a video game, go out for a run, go read another book, do something. There's no shame in taking someone else's ideas if you make them your own. It's good to use other ideas as a foundation, not as the entire house.
Oh, I love that, Ben, because I always say too, you can use other people as inspiration. So that inspiration, but then obviously tweaking it and making it your own and being inspired by others is such a good message. And I often say that to my clients as well. So, and also, yeah, that slow and steady wins the race, right? If you are thinking of writing your own book, one of the best things you can do is allot a certain chunk of time that you have in your day just for writing. And, or even if you were to create a framework, a structure that you can, I always say, I call it the author table of contents. And so you just kind of follow your own, and it's just like, slow and steady. It's not thinking of it as a big, huge project of publishing and writing your book. Think of it into small incremental sort of stages, right? So exactly what Ben's saying is breaking it down into smaller chunks and then feeling the celebration of each of those chunks as you write it. Makes it feel like it's not as daunting for sure. Anyone else? Yeah, sorry, Ben, go ahead.
Also, another piece of advice, muse is a privilege. Remember that.
Say it again.
The muse is a privilege. Remember that. If you don't have creativity, okay, you're still gonna have to write, because even if you don't have an idea or something like that, you still need to write. Because if you don't write for one day, that day is probably going to grow into a week or a month or a year or something like that. So always write something. It can be absolute garbage in quality. Just nothing that you ever want to show anyone. It could be a bit of flash fiction. You could write an entire book and get rid of it.
What's flash fiction?
1,000 words or less story.
Can you write a poem?
Yeah, if you're a nerd, sure.
But you can write something, anything that moves
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
as long as it's written expression.
Yeah, anything that it doesn't even have to move you, as long as it is something that gets your mind out of a whole I don't have ideas, I don't know what to do cycle. As long as you get out of that big loop, you're good. Okay, doesn't matter if what you write is horrible, because I will tell you this much: I wrote 4 books in a year and I got rid of 3 of them. They were very bad.
Oh, you
So-
raised something so powerful, is that a lot of people feel like, and they're kind of held back by perfectionism. And so oftentimes with my clients, I would recommend is like, you know what, C+ work is better than no work at all, right? Or C+ done is better than good. And that's what happens, is sometimes we feel like it needs to be perfect. And so it kind of holds us back a little bit. So I totally agree with you, Ben, 100%, is that like, even if you get it out and it's not necessarily like you're feeling like it's amazing work, it's still good to get it out and keep the juices flowing, so to speak, and the creativity going. And then you can clean it up after and take, or even discard, exactly what you're saying at that point. So, okay, anyone else have anything they'd like to say to Ben, or any questions for him? Diana, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm pretty much open for the entire night. Go ahead and say something.
Okay. I'm gonna play the mom card, sorry.
Hi.
I just want to say that I'm like incredibly proud of Ben, and to be honest, this has really been his journey. His dad and I have tried to remain mostly out of it. Of course, you know, we're parents and he's a minor, blah, blah, blah. But I have to confess, true confessions of a mom, I have not yet read his entire book.
Nor is he.
I've read a couple of parts because I didn't want to be that pushy mom or influence him unduly or anything like that. When it came time for him to edit it, I said, well, guess you better figure that out. And he went down that editing journey by himself with a little bit of help here and there. And one of his editors, Anna Burgess, is here. Thank you, Anna. I really, really can't thank you enough for the encouraging words and enthusiasm. And when it came time to publishing, I'm like, okay, here's a lady, good luck with that. And so this has really been Ben's journey. And thank you everybody for showing up. And you know, Ben, gotta tell you, kid, well done. Proud of you.
Thanks.
Yay, yay, mom.
Bravo.
Yay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yeah, Ryan, go ahead. Oh, you just have to unmute yourself.
Yep. Hey, Ben. Good work. I definitely appreciate the perspective of not letting. We say don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough. And yeah, definitely appreciate the approach of just getting something out there. If you could you share just a little tidbit of your book, maybe a quick story that's in the book, or maybe a character that you struggled with when writing the book?
Let me look. For character. Sorry, I have to sift through my notes. Yeah, I opened up a copy. I'm just sifting through the notes that I wrote down. All right, how about this bit of author's notes? This is after they scaled Germany. So, mentoring. Mentors are a good catalyst for the story. They can be plot points, the inciting instant, supporting cast, and a whole slew of other stuff. and they can be anything from a simple old guy Gandalf to a talking spider. This makes them one of, if not the most important tools of your toolbox. But don't use them the same way you'd use a hammer. Use them the same way you use a fork and knife, to divide information and deliver into a protagonist. 2. But remember to avoid the all evil info dump. Those are never a good thing, like, period. Info dumps are pretty bad, unless you know what you're doing.
Info dump.
Oh, info dump. I thought you said Papa dump.
No, I didn't. No. Boris. Boris was another strange character. I remember seeing him at the end of, I don't know how to say that, chapter 2, as a character of the same name and thinking, I can recycle that. I also remember burning through precisely 427 names before getting back to Boris. That is not an exaggeration. I have a notebook. Yeah. Miss Brown? Miss Brown, you want to say something? And also Ms. Hurd? Mr. Hurd?
Hey, there you go. All right. Hey, hi. Hi, Ben. Micah Hurd, Buffalo, you may remember from Germany. I am intrigued by this book. I'm really excited to get it and read it. It sounds like your format is the some story and then notes to go along with the story. Did you take any inspiration from The Princess Bride in the way that that was written?
No, it's consciously. In fact, it's really more resemblant of a television show with each story being an episode of sorts.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Micah. And we have Desiree as well. Go ahead, Desiree.
Yeah. Hi, good night, everybody. Ben, I just wanted to let you know how proud I am of you. Truly inspired, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to inspire other young writers because you make it seem so simple. And I just bought a copy of the book and I'm looking forward to reading it. All right, so well done.
This one number.
Okay.
Yay. Thank you so much, Desiree, and be sure to write a review on there for him as well and spread the word. We're all so proud of Ben. That's so wonderful. Anyone else want to share or say have any wishes for Ben before we close it down with a nice cheers and celebration dance if you want?
I want to be invited to the red carpet event.
I'll see what I can do.
Yay. So let's go ahead and let's do one final little cheers for Ben and just a celebration for him. And I will play a bit of music for that. Yay, if I can find it.
Bravo, congrats.
Congratulations.
For hard work, man.
Woo!
Emoji, clap emoji.
An inspiration to everyone.
And I had my balloons.
Woo!
Yay, Ben. Thank you everybody for being here. I'm so grateful for making this, you helping make this a wonderful celebration for Ben and for showing up and being a part of this great moment for him and his family as well as me. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye-bye. Good work, Ben.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.